Hey there everybody, welcome to the channel. I'm your host, Pubo Rama, and in today's video we're going to be trying dispatch work. This is something that I didn't expect to be as good as it is. That's really the best way to describe it. See, the other day, Rockstar announced their weekly bonuses, and I saw triple money on dispatch work. And normally I don't even really talk about missions when it comes to triple or double money because I just usually don't care. But I figured, you know what, because there's really not much to talk about this week in terms of bonus money, how about I try out one of these missions, see how much money I make for the amount of time I put in, and then voice my opinions on whether or whether or not you should actually try them. And I ended up taking about 4 minutes on the mission and earned $50,000. That's a lot of money for a pretty short amount of time, especially for missions that are really easy and don't require much effort to do. So after that, I was like, whoa, okay, maybe dispatch work is pretty good, and I was just kind of turning a blind eye to it. So today, we're going to be doing a couple different dispatch work jobs and see exactly how well it works, how much money we can make, and yeah, I think that you guys should try them out as well. If you're a beginner, this is great, right? If you don't have many businesses and you want to earn close to $1 million, maybe even more an hour, then dispatch work is going to be absolutely fantastic. Now, you can actually use old armored vehicles, weaponized vehicles in this game that you normally couldn't. For example, a lot of you are probably aware that most missions you're not allowed to use weaponized vehicles like the Oppressor Mark II or the Deluxo, the Toreador. But dispatch work, you actually can. I think it's just because it's an older mission type and Rockstar hasn't really touched the older missions. But yeah, you can use any of the weaponized vehicles you want in these missions. So if you own an Oppressor Mark II, you can use it. The reason I'm not using the Oppressor for these missions today is simply because of the fact I don't really think it's necessary. And the other thing that a lot of people don't know about missions is the faster you complete them, the less money you make. So it's actually more efficient to usually take a bit of time to do these missions. 5 minutes is usually the sweet spot, because then you're going to make more money and you're not going to have to put in as much effort. But let's still make our way through this mission here. There's going to be another cop right there. And now we're going to pull out the minigun and take out any of these guys over here. There you go. We just have to make it to our armor. Ow, ow, oh, no, 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 no. I don't know where these guys just appeared from, but they all just kind of popped out of China. What the heck? All right, let's reload our shotgun and... there you go. Let's knock these guys over. At this point, I just kind of need to get in my Kuruma. This is why I picked the Kuruma for this mission. It's actually kind of a challenging one with the amount of cops that spawn. But the armored Kuruma is always going to be the GOAT. So now we just have to leave the area and lose the cops. That's as simple as this mission gets. So let's just drive away. It's honestly really easy to lose the cops. We're just going to wait until the game starts showing that we're losing them, and then I'm going to put on a mask. And when we put on the mask, it's going to lower my wanted level by an additional 1 star, which means then helicopters won't spawn, and it'll decrease the amount of time we have to wait to lose the cops. So we're just going to drive through the train station right now. This is usually a pretty safe area. Let's cut through here, and come on, game, you gonna let me? There you go. Okay, now that we're starting to lose the cops, we go to appearance, we go to accessories, and we put on a mask, and look at my wanted level at the top, boom, now it's 2 stars. So, at this point, we can just kind of park our car right here, and we wait. And just like that, we are going to complete this mission pretty easily, right? This is just such a good example of how quick and simple these missions are. Now, I've been making around $52,000 per mission for the amount of time I put in, which, as I said, is around 4 minutes. We're at 3 minutes and 50 seconds on the recording right now. So, yeah, that should work out to be about 4 minutes. Now, as I said, if you take longer to complete these missions, you will make more money. So if you're a beginner and you're not the best at dispatch work, you're going to make probably closer to $70,000, maybe $100,000, as somebody told me in the comment section. There you go. $52,000. That's a lot of money for a very short amount of time. So if we pull out the calculator right now and we say, you know, I'm earning, let me pull out the calculator. If I'm earning $52,000 for 4 minutes of work, we do 60 divided by 4 minutes and then multiply that by 52,000. So I'm making about $800,000 an hour doing this. That's pretty good. And that's just the first mission. Now let's try Dispatch 2. I've heard that the best of them is Dispatch 6. So we're going to try that one after Dispatch 2. Let's purchase all ammo, put on super heavy armor. This mission if I'm not mistaken, is actually a pretty tricky one because you have to make your way all the way through Merryweather Depot. Might be more efficient to use something like the Oppressor Mark II for this one. Also, make sure that whenever you have cops on, you go back to appearances and you change your outfit back to normal because you want to obviously equip a mask when you have cops on you. So, yeah, I got to drive 3.4 miles. I'll be back when we get there. All right, we are there. Now, as we can see, there are a lot of guards in this mission, so we have to be a little bit careful in this one. Now, you have two options. You can either do it stealthed, or you can, you know, do it aggressive. I'm going to kill this guy here, and I have already alerted someone, so I guess we're doing it aggressive. Not too big of a deal, though. Is this gate going to open on me? Bruh. How do I get through if this gate doesn't open on me? Bruh. What? That doesn't help me now, does it? Maybe I'm on the wrong side. Will this side open for me? Brug. How am I supposed to get through the gate, game? Maybe there's another way in. I know I can go around... Well, I guess I could walk in through here. Alright, well, the gate wouldn't open, so I had to go all the way around to then get myself into the office here, which was kind of painful and made completing this mission definitely a lot longer than I would have ideally wanted it to take. But the good news is that now we have basically completed the mission, and I actually see that there's a dinghy in the water, so we're just gonna take this dinghy over here, and that should do the trick. So let's jump in the water and swim over to this. Here we go. And then jump up. And then let's just hop into the seat. Okay. This does the trick. I guess if you do it a little stealthed, then you can get through the gate. But I don't know. Either way, this mission you actually can't get cops, which is nice. So once we leave the area, we should be completely done with it. I'm interested to see how much we're going to make, because it took me definitely a decent amount longer to do this mission than the previous one, due to the fact that I couldn't get through that front gate. There you go. As you can see, it no longer tells me to escape Merryweather HQ. Mission completed. So let's see how much money we make on this. Mission passed. Yeah, $62,000. So this one took me about 6 minutes to do instead of 4 minutes, and we made a little bit more money. This one, I wouldn't recommend to do because of that gate getting stuck on me. Unless you have an oppressor, you can probably fly right over the gate. But the last one I want to try is Dispatch 6. Somebody in the comment section told me that it's good. I would assume all of them pay the same, but maybe not. We're going to find out. Again, put it on hard mode, and let's start it up and see exactly how this one works. I've never tried Dispatch 6, so I'm interested to see what we have to do. Spawn at Martin Madrazo's house again. Let's see. Assassinate targets. We got location B. Oh, and A. Okay. Well, it looks like I have to make my way over to the airport. Alright, we are rolling up on the targets now. So, men are being held separately in trucks. If one of them makes it out of this, we got a big problem. Well, that shouldn't be too big of an issue, because all I'm going to do is pull out the railgun. I don't have the railgun on this account. Well, that's fine. Oh, they can survive explosions. Oh. Okay, well... I guess lesson learned there. Alright, well, let's see how these targets do against an Oppressor Mark II. Because they can't survive that many explosions, right? Yeah, there you go. There goes one. And there goes two. And then we just have to lose the cops. Okay. Yeah, I figured, you know what? If the vehicles can survive multiple explosions, might as well just get the Oppressor. So, we need to put on a mask. And we can't actually put on a mask while flying the Oppressor. So let's hop over here to the ground. Appearance, accessories, and masks. Boom. Okay. We've lowered our wanted level, which means now we don't have to worry about helicopters anymore. And then in about, again, 30... Ooh, I was a little worried there. Those cops are going to see me, and then we'd have to lose the wanted level again. But, nope, we are all good. We'll just keep flying our Oppressor higher into the sky so nobody ever sees us. But yeah, it is pretty nice that you can use the Oppressor for these missions. It will make them faster. But I figured I wouldn't use the Oppressor, as I said, because A, the longer you take, the more money you get, and B, not everybody has an Oppressor, and if you're doing these missions, you're probably not having every single business set up. So this one earned me $39,000, and that's because I completed it in less than 2.5 minutes. So if you do the math, basically you're earning about $800,000 an hour completing these missions on triple money. That's actually a pretty solid amount of income. It's similar to what you can earn grinding the hangar. It's quite a bit more than you can get doing vehicle or special cargo, and it makes it one of the best ways to actively grind money in this week or really any week in Grand Theft Auto Online. It's actually surprisingly good. And if you pair that with passive income, I can actually say that, yeah, I would highly recommend to grind contact missions, especially the ones for Martin Madrazo. You'll be making a lot of money. If you're a beginner, this is a fantastic way to take advantage of bonus money because, for example, if you're a new player, you don't have businesses, right? The Cluckenbell farm rate's probably the best way to earn money if you don't have any businesses because you get it for free. The thing is that the Cluckenbell farm rate earns $500,000 for about 40-ish minutes of work. This earns more than that hourly, and you don't even need a business. There's no cooldown. So yeah, if you're a new player, I would highly recommend to grind these missions. And even if you're an experienced player, A, it's something new to do, which is always great, and B, it pays pretty good, so there's no complaints either way. I will definitely be grinding these missions on my Broke to Millions account. Maybe I'll even be streaming it tonight, so if you want to see that content, make sure to smash that subscribe button down below. But I ground them for about an hour today, and it was pretty solid. I made about 800,000 plus my passive, so I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.